Hello, people of the internet. It is August 24th, 2019. Gold is up 1.86%. Silver is up 2.01%. The Dow is down 2.37%. Copper is down 1.26%. The S&P is down 2.59%. Ow. Well. And the yield curve on U.S. Treasuries is inverted, signaling a coming recession, as if we didn't already know one was on its way. So let's talk about the Trump economy. After a rate hike at the end of last year, Trump immediately started pressuring the Fed to cut. So naturally, being independent as it is, the Fed capitulated, thereby informing the market that the Fed is the government's lapdog and will never disobey for long. We, of course, were well aware of that fact, but it's nice to have it confirmed. Now the Fed is signaling another rate cut, and it feels like the dollar down fallacy for monetary policy. They made a terrible decision, so now they're going to make another terrible decision to correct the first terrible decision. 'Cause they're dumb. All of this because they are not willing to raise taxes on the rich and corporations. Because the government is not willing to raise taxes on the rich and corporations, that is, to pay for their spending. Because they are not willing to cut spending. And so at the very least we can break even on our budget. And because they are not willing to let this massive malinvestments that we call our economy liquidate. The way to prolong all of that is with rate cuts. But prolonging is not prevention. The chair of the Bank of England came out recently in light of the Fed's cut signal and said that we need to replace the dollar as the world reserve currency. Now that makes perfect sense from an international perspective. If the rates are dropping, so is the dollar's value. The dollar only works as a reserve currency because it is the strongest currency on earth. And vice versa. It is only the strongest currency on earth because it is the world's reserve currency. There used to be other reasons, but that's about it now. The effect on the U.S. of losing the reserve currency, however, will be horrible. The U.S. produces nothing but these little IOUs that we call dollars. We live on the fact that other countries are willing to buy up our debt, to lend us money. But the U.S. is a deadbeat. We print money to devalue our currency when we pay the interest on our debts so that our lenders effectively get back less than they actually lent us. There is no functional reason that other countries would choose to lend us money if it weren't for us holding the world reserve currency, which is bad. All the inflation of our currency to avoid having to pay our debts in full has made it impossible for consumers to save. That, along with massive deficits, which we have also printed money to cover, along with borrowing money to cover, is putting us in a very bad position. We are going to have a massive depression if we can't borrow, and it won't stop until the American people have rebuilt their savings and banks can lend money without printing the money that they don't have. Which means that the American people will have to try and rebuild their savings during a depression because they aren't doing it right now. And the reason they're not doing it right now is because it's pointless right now. Because the Fed's printing, and the Fed's creation of inflation, via low interest rates, and allowing banks to produce money to lend out, is leading to inflation, which is also leading to the devaluation of people's savings by virtue of that inflation. If people don't feel that the money they're saving is ever really going to be worth saving, they're just going to spend. And of course, prices go up when you inflate the currency. So no matter how much people save, they're always going to have to spend more and more year over year. Now, the point of this is that doesn't have to be the case. This is a choice that we are making as a society. To let the government and the Federal Reserve cut rates as much as they like. To let them inflate our currency as much as they like. To let them steal our savings as much as they like. So, obviously, we should make a better choice. But we probably won't. Because all of this it's what the rich and corporations want, so we've all been propagandized is to think that it's okay that the government does this. To think that it's okay that they are devaluing our savings, that they are stealing our money, stealing our lives, stealing the value that we create. And that is unfortunate. There's not much more to say about that. And we're all pretty screwed. But hey, the U.S. hasn't collapsed from this yet. Greatest Depression is on its way, but if you're prepared, it won't hit you too hard. At least hopefully. Personally, I've been stocking up on silver. I have a 1 gold account with APMEX. 1 gold, and this isn't a paid advertisement, by the way. But personally, I do use 1 gold. Because obviously buying like ounces of gold is expensive, and having it shipped to you is more expensive than just having the Royal Canadian Mint hold it. And so, 1 gold is a service by APMEX and I believe Sprott. And don't quote me on that one. And allied with the Royal Canadian Mint, where they will hold silver and gold for you. Or rather, they are holding silver and gold already, and they sell you a fraction of what they're holding. Based on how much money you've put into your 1 gold account, into your vault chain gold and vault chain silver accounts. So yeah, I've been preparing for the recession for about 2 years now. So I'm pretty sure I'll be okay, or at least half okay. Yeah, I hope that you are too. Peace.